Guys, today I have for you my new Elevate landscape notebook, and I am so excited. This is part of the new Elevate series of notebooks and planners that I'm launching, and I'm just really excited. Let's get into it. Okay. Just like with all of my other planners and notebooks, the new Elevate notebooks come in, well, they're 12 subject digital notebooks, and they come in 5 different colors to choose from. So the first thing we're going to do is we'll go through the color palettes, okay? The one we're looking at right now is the colorful color palette. You can see the color is on the tabs. The color, you will also find color in the covers, and you will find, well, you'll see it as we go through. There's color in 2 of the templates. And in the notebooks, I have a whole section of colored templates for fun. Okay, so this is the colorful palette. Then we have, this is blissful. This is joyful. This is neutral. And the neutral color palette obviously is black and white. However, there is color in the covers and in 2 of the, well, let's just, excuse me. Let me just go through it. In the covers, the color that you'll find in the neutral is the joyful palette, because the joyful palette, I feel, has just a lot of variety. And then obviously you'll still get black and gray. You'll get some neutral as well. Whoops. And so this is the neutral covers. Okay. Just because you want to see black and white doesn't mean you might still want color in your covers, right? And then you will have the joyful colors in the colored template area, and then also you'll have it in 2 of the 2 of the templates here. Okay, so this is neutral. And then we have pastel. All right, but for today, let's go through blissful. Okay, so this is the blissful. So when you first download the notebook, it'll look like this. And then you can either swipe with your finger through the intro pages, or you can use the icons on the right. Okay, so let's go, we'll just go to the next page. This is just information. And then you'll see at the bottom, you have the color palette with the hex codes if you'd like to add them to your pen presets. This is the templates page, and it is broken down into categories. So you've got notes, templates, list trackers, and extra planning, specialty templates, and covers. And the covers are actually bundled. So when you look down here, it says 15 stripe covers. When you tap on the 15, then you'll have to swipe through. I just did that. I needed to save space because I had too many templates. Well, I mean, are there too many templates really? I don't think so, but I just kind of saved space a little bit. But we'll go through all of that at the end. Then up here under it says templates and covers, we're on the plain templates. When you tap on this, it'll take you to the colored templates. And so the colors of the colored templates will reflect the color palette that you chose. Okay, plus you'll get a light gray and a black. All right, so that is what happens when you tap on the little paper icon. This is the templates. Now, when you tap on this icon, this is the table of contents. So this is all 12 so it's a 12 subject notebook. So there's 12 areas here. So you can write out the contents of what, like the headings of what's going in your notebook tabs. You can write out the contents if you want. Also, obviously, all of these are hyperlinked, right? All of your, oh my goodness, why am I doing that? They're all hyperlinked, but also it's hyperlinked here. So you can navigate to the sections through this page as well. Okay, but this just kind of was nice. It'll give you a nice overview of, you know, what's going on, what you have in your notebook. All right, so, excuse me, when you tap on one of these numbers, it'll take you to your divider tab and it'll look like this. Now, if you've been a customer of mine for a while, you'll know that this looks a little bit different. Normally, I just have it be it's very simple. And you just have some lines so you can write out the contents of what's in that section. But I wanted to do things differently because for me personally, I like to write on the divider tab. Like I have a lot of times I find I have notes about the section that really don't need to go in the section. Does that make sense? So that's how I designed this. So at the top you have a nice big heading if you want to write what is the title of the notebook section. And then you have lines over here so you can write out everything that's in it. And then you have 2 extra spaces over here for notes to yourself. I mean, this I can see can be used a variety of ways. A lot of people, I do have a lot of customers that use the notebook tabs for their business contacts. So this would be a great like intro page to that. It'll also be great if you're a student and you're using these for classes, because then you could write maybe contact name for teacher or your class information, etc. So I hope you like this little change, but I just think it's a nice way to use the space and it's flexible, and I think it'll be helpful too. All right, so that is the table of contents. And then the star button is new, I think, for my notebooks. It is the quick note page. And again, that is exactly what this is for. So it says to buy, to do, mental note, and this and that. And it's just a handy little space for when you don't have time to throw something in an area of your notebook. You can just kind of write it here before it goes to where it needs to go. Okay, so this is your 12 subject notebook. And now we're going to go through all of the templates. But before we do, this is important. I want to talk to you about line height. So if you're not aware, maybe you don't know what line height is. So line height is, let's look at this right here. Line height is the space in between, of the lines, right? The way I've designed the Elevate Planner is the line height throughout this planner will also match all of the Elevate planners. It'll match my Deluxe Digital Planner, which is portrait, and my Simple Planner, which is portrait for 2025. They're all the same line heights. And then it'll also match, did I say that already? My Series 2.1 notebooks. And the reason I did that is because I know a lot of people, myself included, sometimes I like to have portrait things, sometimes I like to have landscape things, and that way it can easily be swapped back and forth and without loss. So let me just show you. So my planner is I'm using the Simple Planner, and I'm going to just copy and paste this off of my weekly lists. All right, and we're going to put that here. And you can see that it completely matches up. All right, so this is nice if you want to, if you do go back and forth, if you want to have notes somewhere, but in a different orientation than you have your planner, or, you can, oh, excuse me. Wow, something just flew to my window. You can go back and forth. So I hope that you like that. There are a few templates that that don't coordinate, but we'll go through them. It's fairly obvious. So, but like 99% of the notebook, all of the line heights will match. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so again, when you tap on any one of these boxes, it'll take you directly to the template, or they're also in order, so you can swipe through. And remember, all of these are your master templates, so you would copy them and then paste them behind where you want to use them. All right, so for today, we're just going to swipe on through as we go through. So this is small lined, okay? This is medium lined. Medium lined will match all the other templates and, you know, planners, etc. So the medium is the same line height. And then we have large lined. We have small, this is split. I don't know if you can see this. I just kind of made it 2 columns of lines. So it's small, medium, and large. Then we have small graph, medium graph, and large graph. We have small dot grid, medium dot grid, and large dot grid. And then we have blank. Then we have hex paper. And then we have lines with margin. There's a margin over here. And this is small, medium, and large. Then we have lines on the left with a graph on the right, lines on the left. Oh, I should back up. Now, from here on forward, except for with like maybe one template, all of the lines are the same line height, okay? So for here on out, everything is, for continuity purposes, the same. So again, lines and graph, lines and dot grid, lines and blank. Then we have Cornell in small, Cornell medium, and Cornell large. Now we have brainstorming paper, and it's just a variety of different elements. You've got lines, a nice blank box, some graph paper, and a checklist. And then we have 2 boxes on the left with lines on the right, and then reversed. So now the boxes are on the right. And then we have 2 boxes on the left with graph on the right, and then that is reversed. Then we have split lines. So it's just lines with a split, like a line down the middle, like a steno pad, if you know what that is. And then we have lines, and then there's like a little break and a like checklist on the left. And then now it's reversed, so the checklist is on the right. We have what I call story paper, so you have a nice large spot at the top for illustrations or images, and then lines on the bottom. Then we have story paper, it's 2 columns, so you have a spot here for an image, and then lines on the bottom, and then lines on the right. And then I think I call this graph multi. This is a new layout, or newer. A lot of them are new, but this is newest. So you've got just a bunch of different things on here. And another multi-use one. I can't remember the name, so that's what we'll call it. And then another one. Now we're getting into our lists and trackers and extra planning pages. So these are 2 giant columns, blank, and then with lines. And we have 3 columns blank and with lines, 4 columns blank and with lines. Now they're stacked, so we have 4 blank and with lines, 6 blank and with lines, 8 blank and with lines, 12 blank with lines, colored, and the colors again will match the colors that you've chosen for your palette. And then if you have the neutral notebook, it'll be in the joyful palette. So this is blank boxes and lines. And now we get into just some fun mix and match of, we have 4 blank on the right with lines on the left. And now these have lines. And then we have 6 blank with lines on the left. And now it's all lined. Now we have 4 blank on the left and lines on the right, and 4 blank, or 4 lined on the left with lines on the right. Now we have 6 blank on the left with lines on the right, and then 6 with lines. Now we get into our trackers. So we have a 7-column tracker. And now we have a 7-column tracker on the top, and then there's notes, spot for notes on the bottom. Now it's 12 columns, tracker, and then 12 columns with notes on the bottom. And now we have 28. So we have 28 columns, or 28, and then 28 with notes on the bottom. Now we get into our extra planning. So this is a perpetual calendar. Now we have a perpetual, this perpetual calendar is January through December, and now it's expanded. So it's January through June, so you have wider lines. And then we have July through December. Now we have a month. Obviously it's undated because it's a notebook. And then these pages actually come from the Elevate planners, and because you might have extra needs for planning that don't, or maybe you don't even need a planner. You just need something every once in a while. That's why I threw them in here, because I personally, I need things. So I figure if I need things, you probably need things too. So this is in the month. Oh my gosh, words this morning. And then this would be the lists that are in the planners. So for continuity purposes, I have this in here. In this section on purpose, because that way if you're using one of the Elevate planners and you just want to copy and paste something, that way it would line up for you. So now we have a vertical 2-section list, or a week. So the top is blank, and then the bottom section has lines, and then you have a little section up here and another little one at the bottom. Now we have 3 sections with, again, like a header area and a footer area. We have 5 sections, plus again, the header and the footer. And then we have like a schedule, so it's 5 to 10 weekly. And then we have an expanded schedule. This wouldn't match the line height because I wanted it to be like 5, and then like I wanted 2 spots per hour, and it just wasn't gonna work. So I made it this way. And then we have a horizontal. And then we have a daily page. This is the daily page for the Elevate planners. So you have times over here, 5 to 12. So it would be like 5 a.m. to 12 p.m. Well, actually 12 a.m. 5 a.m. to 12 a.m. And then you have 2 columns over here for checklists. You can do priorities. There's just a lot of uses. I tend to I don't like to lead you, like, oh, this is a water tracker, or, oh, this is where you should be motivated, or, I just don't like that, because I think it's very limiting. I think, I know I change things up, so I'm sure you change things up. And personally, and this could just be a me thing, but I hate when I have sections in my planner, or when I used to buy planners all that time ago, if I didn't use them, it was such a waste. And then I felt bad, like, oh, I didn't record that. And so that's why I purposely don't put like things in planners and notebooks, or I try not to as much as possible. So I like to see how you guys can be creative and use these things. Okay, so now we're getting into, this is the specialty templates. So this would be a project page. So you have a spot for description, notes, sketches, steps, due date, and done. And then we have intention and goal setting. So it's, what is your intention and goal? Steps to complete it. Is it ongoing? What's the due date? Or is it done? We have password paper. We have transaction log, like for checkbook money, checkbook register. You have a budget section for your income, expenses, notes, and motivation. You have meeting notes, so you've got purpose for the meeting, attendees, notes, action items, who they're assigned to, when it's due, are they done, a summary, and date of next meeting. I have 2 different assignment trackers for grading, or if you'd like to track your assignments. I know everything's done digitally, but it's still nice to record it. Some people, I know I'm that person, likes to write things out. Then you have savings, so little piggies. You can color them in as you're saving your money. And then there's notes here to keep track. Then we have a bookshelf with notes, so you can color in your books as you're reading. And then we have a book log. This is new. So you have space for an image if you want, 5 stars to leave your review, date read, author, genre, and summary. And now we have meal planning, and there's 7 of these because there's 7 different days of the week. So like if you are a Monday start person, it goes Monday through Sunday, and then you have groceries and notes. And then it's a Tuesday start, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And now we get into the color templates. So let me just quick show you the color templates. There's 10 different styles for each color, okay? And then gray and black. So you have, it's just blank with a border, colored border. And then you have lines, large heading, that would be large heading with lines. Then you have, I don't remember what I'm calling this, but you have lines on top with 2 blank boxes. And then we have 4 blank boxes on the left and lines on the right. And then we have 3 columns of lines. And now we have lines on the left with 2 blank boxes on the right. And then we have lines, blank, graph, and check. Oh, this is the brainstorm paper. That's right. And then check boxes on the right. We have dot grid and graph, and then you'll go into your next color. And so now that will take you all through. You have gray, and then you have black as well. So yeah. Now we're going to go into our covers. So these are the striped covers, and they're very simple. And again, they match the color of the palette you've chosen. And then you get a multi-stripe, and then one that says notes, my notes in multicolored, my notes in black, notes in multi, notes in black. And the reason I do that, I wonder if I have that. The reason I just do the notes and not my notes is because I do that. I add my own little, so this is my work notes. So that's how I do it. Oh, and that font, by the way, in case you're like, oh, what font is that? This font, I'm going to tell you because it is such an awesome font, and it's Creativo Regular. And I got it on DeFont, and I think it's free for commercial use too. It's personal or commercial use. So just always read the terms of how you use it. But yeah, I love this font. I'm a font person. So anyway, we got off track. So it says notes, and then notes in black, and then we do my notes in white with a colored background. And now we have graph paper. So it's a graph cover. I just thought it was cute. You can see it's just a nice little light graph, and then there's a line at the bottom and a space for you if you wanted to write your heading. So it looks like that. You could probably see it best in here. And then again, there's one for every color of the palette that you chose, plus gray and black. And then you have a blank cover for you to design your own if you want to do a collage or images or whatever. So that is your the 12 subject Elevate digital notebook, and there is a free trial on my website. Navigate to the free page. There's free trials. I have free trials, freebies, and then free stickers. The free stickers are for customers only, and you will get the password is built into all of my planners and notebooks in the info page. But you want to go download the free trial. 1, to make sure you like it before you try it. 2, to see the colors and everything up close. The videos, because depending on how you have your settings or how I have my settings, they may not be the same. So I want you to make sure you see what the colors are. And 2, I want to make sure that it works with your app and device, because there are so many apps and then so many devices, and everybody changes things all the time. I just want to make sure you know it works before you spend any money. We don't want to waste any money, right? So anyway, so please go download the free trial, and I hope you love the new Elevate notebook. And I think if you have any questions, please message me either on my website or via Etsy. And I think that's everything. I hope you have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching, guys. Bye.